Hello students of class 9th. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Literary Classes. Dear students, yesterday we were studying a very nice poem entitled as Rain on the Roof, written by Kinney. In that sequence, today I am here before you all to proceed the lesson further. Students, yesterday we enjoyed and analyzed stanza number 1 and faced question number 1. Students, now let us proceed to the stanza number 2. So first of all, you all open your textbook behind and join with me. Stanza number 2. As you know, this poem has been divided into 3 stanzas, and each stanza is of 8 lines. And 8 lines stanzas are known as otwa rhyme, means otwa. So listen carefully and enjoy the poem. Stanza number 2. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy wing start, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof, as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Students, this is your second stanza. In this stanza, the poet continues his talks with us. Let us analyze the poem line by line. Every tinkle on the shingles. You know tinkle. Tinkle means, students, the sound of water, the sound of rain. When a drop of rain or water falls on any solid things, this sound becomes as a tinkle. Sound, tinkle. On the shingles. Shingles, students, generally in mountain areas or in our areas also, in our olden times, roofs were made of wooden or any slate type material. This is known as shingles. You may compare to tin shed also. The poet is saying every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. Echo means resonance. The writer is saying that when the drops of the rain fall on the shade, on the slide roof, on the slide shade, the sound of the rain has an echo, and this sound of the rain makes an echo in the heart, means makes a resonance in the heart. It means, this is, you can say, in the line of, I will compare, this is called conceit. After some time I will tell you about it. Simply you can say the poet says that when the rain falls on the shade, its sound tells the heart that I am raining. Tells the heart that it is raining. It means similarly, as the tin shed starts tinkling, the heart resembles its sounds, and heart also starts tinkling. And 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy wing start. And 1,000 dreamy fancies. You may, students, say that fancies are simply known as imagination, but there is a slight difference between imagination and fancy. A well-known poet entitled His name was S.T. Coleridge. He has made a very distinction between fancy and imagination. There was a slight difference. Fancy means an imagination that you actually think like a daydream. The poet is saying, and 1,000 dreamy fancies after listening the tinkle of the rain in the heart, a number of imaginations starts making as a drop comes into the water and it starts bubbling. In the same way, the rain falls on the shingles and in the heart starts imagination into a busy being start. Busy being, metonymy. Busy being means for person, for a man. This busy being. You may say, personally, if I will analyze this busy being means mind. Start. As you know, mind is the doer of the action. Man is not the doer of the action. Mind itself. So the poet says, in the mind, a number of like thousands imagination starts creating. It starts coming by listening the tinkle of the rain. And 1,000 recollections. Recollections means any memories, any incidents that had passed in earlier times, and now you start to memorizing one by one. That is known as a recollection. And 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof. Woof means fabric, net-like things. You must have seen a spider. A spider makes a wave like woof, that is net like fabric. So you can say that here very simply that the poet wants to convey us students that when the poet listens the twinkle of the rain in the heart, it starts creating many recollections and memories of the parts to come into the mind. And this mind has been told as being, busy being. You know, mind always thinks something. Maneyo manusyaram karanavandana mokshayo. Vivekananda says mind is a bundle of thoughts. Peace mind takes us cross. This mind always thinks. Bhagavad Gita says this mind is very difficult to control because it is always fickle. It is always constant in moving all directions. So the poet has mentioned this word busy being. In that busy mind, some memories, some recollections starts coming and make a net-like fabric. As I listen to the patter on the rain upon the roof, means same sense is saying, as I listen the patter, the sound of falling the rain on the roof, and listen it. You must attentively the difference between listen and hear. Students, hear means the power of accepting the sound, and listen means to understand the sense what you are hearing. Hear this word very carefully. And I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. As the poet says, I listen. I try to understand what the rain is saying through the means of patter on the roof. Overall, we can say this is the sense of second stanza. Students, I would like to draw your a little attention towards the rhetoric point of view. Versification of the stanza. Many figure of speeches have been used slightly and prominently. Some of them are as follows. You can say, every tinkle, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. This is known a word when denotes a word denoting the sound, be the sense. Onomatopoeia. 1,000 dreamy. 1,000 dreamy. 1,000 is repeating 2 times. Anaphor. into the busy wing. You can say busy wing is demonstrating a person also and the mind also. This is known as a metonymy. And after then, one point I would like to make you remind, in the lines of line number 5 and line number 8, there are rhyme schemes. Woof, roof. These two lines are in a rhyming scheme. Which type of rhyme? Masculine rhyme. This is known as a masculine rhyme. Woof and roof. Rhymes are of many types, students. Masculine rhyme, feminine rhyme, I rhyme, catcher rhyme. There are many rhymes. Let us jump to our last stanza number 3. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone, to regard the darling dreamers, ere she left them till the dawn. Of I feel her fond look on me, as I listen to this refrain, which is played upon the singles by the patter of the rain. Students, what the poet is saying? The poet is saying, what he says, now in memory comes my mother. When the poet is listening the patter of the rains, immediately, simultaneously at the same time, in his memory comes his mother. You know, memory is directly known as the subconscious mind. Students, our mind prominently has 4 sections, 4 parts. One is active memory and one is passive, subconscious mind. In our spiritual way we call it chit, subconscious mind. So in subconscious mind there is a memory. As you have in a mobile, there is a memory chip. In my memory, in memory, now in memory comes my mother. You know, mother, the loveliest and the most important word in the whole universe. You know, there is no value of mother. Matri Devo Bhav. Kabir says, Hari Janani Mai Balak Tora. Kabir considers the Lord as a mother. Twamev Mata Cha Pita Twamev. You can remember in nowadays we are far and far, we are leaving our relations, our affections towards our mother. Bhagwan Ram says, Ma Janani Janam Bhumishya Sarvad Pigaris. So you should consider this line, in my memory comes my mother. To lie in the bed, the poet is saying that in my memory, the memory of my mother is coming. Starts the memory of my mother start coming. That child is very happy. In his memory, the memory of his mother is coming. How happy he is. As she used in years agone. Agone means past. Means this line is indicating that his mother is not with him, or either alive or with body. The time has passed. To regard the darling dreamers, as she used in years agone. What she is saying, as in early times, before some years, the mother used to do this work. To regard the darling dreamers. Darling dreamers means, darling means the beloved, and dreamers means to who takes dream. Students, the mother, here the poet wants to convey us, when we were children, we would be the child of our dear mother, children of our dear mother. My mother, we were darling dreamers, means in the morning time, especially the awakening time, we would have dreams to see, ere she left them till the dawn. Dawn is the time when the sun comes on the sky, on the horizon. Usakal, if you compare to the Hindi language, Usakal. The writer is saying, in the childhood, my mother would leave me to see our dreams, and we were darlings to our mother. Generally, students, it happens in our life also. In the morning time we would have some dreams, and especially we don't like that anybody comes to us and break our dreams. So the writer wants to convey how careful and passionate his mother was towards him. And you can say mother is the incarnation of compassion itself. The best form of the God is the mother. Of regretting, I feel her fond look on me as I list, means here due to the meter, as I listen to this refrain. Refrain is a type of line that repeats in the last at the beginning of the stanza. But here refrain means song, what I am listening. The poet says that while I am listening the patter, the song of the rain, I am missing, I am remembering my mother and her deeds, what she would or used to do with me when I was a child. The poet is regretting by putting the interjection of I feel her fond look on me, means how careful she was when I was child, how careful she was, which is played upon the singles by the patter on the by the patter of the rain, means when this rain on the singles falls, a number of memories related to my mother comes to me. So by this way, this is your final stanza. I hope you all have enjoyed. Let us take some its versifications point of view. Now in memory comes my mother, my mother, my mother. This sound is repeating. Don't see the mm. I am not saying mm is repeating. This is sound is repeating. Consonant sound. My mother, my mother. This is alliteration. You may say alliteration. Both pronunciations are alliteration. Rupa, Anupras Alankar. To regard the darling dreamers. Darling, you listen the word dar. Darling dreamers, darling dreamers. The same sound is repeating. Consonant sound. Alliteration. You may proceed further. This same word is repeating by the patter of the rain, upon the rain, displayed. So these are the main figures of speeches which have been used in this poem. Let us for a slight jump into the exercise also. Yesterday I discussed question number 1. Question number 2, what does the poet like to do when it rains? Students, you must remember what does the poet like. The poet likes to lie in bed and wants to listen the song of the rain, the patter of the rain on the singles. You must write. What is the single major memory that comes to the poet? The recollections, the memory of the mother. Who are the darling dreamers he refers to? Darling dreamers, he is referring personally also and to all children of his age who in the morning time do not want to awake early, and their parents leave them to have their dreams. Is the poet now a child? Is his mother still alive? According to the feeling of the poem, you can't say that the poet is a child, because he is missing his childhood and he is missing his mother. So I can't say certainly that his mother is alive. If she is alive, it's another matter, but she is not with the poet at the moment of writing or composing the poem. But the probability is that his mother is not alive. Question number 2. When you were a young children, did your mother tuck you in as the poets did? The students, you should surely face this question. As the poet's mother tucked him, covered him in the bed, in his arms, and he is remembering. Has any incident happened in your life? If such incident is, you should write. Do you like rain? Very nice question. What do you do when it rains steadily or heavily as described in the poem? Surely you face. Those students who are viewing to me or will view this video, I would like to get this answer. Do you like rain or not? Surely you write, attempt this question. Sir, I like rain. If you like, write an answer. Why? If you really don't like, you should also write, sir, I don't like rain. Wait till I talk about me. In a greater detail, I don't like rain. But when I was child, I did not like rain. But today, I know, by knowing the importance of rain, my senses have changed me. Now I know rains are very important. So now I like them. But this is the question for you. Do you like rain or not? And some persons are there in the world who love rains, like Coach Kinney. We are in the level of liking, but they are in the level of loving. Does everybody have a cozy bed to lie in when it rains? Question is asking students. In our Bharat, it is said that summer is the time for poor people, good for poor people. Winter is good for rich people. But rainy season is only fit for emperor-like people. This is another side of the season. You know, in rainy season, if it rains heavily and there is water everywhere, you can imagine those people who have no houses, those people who have a cattle stock, who have cows, buffaloes, and their other domestic animals, and they have no shelter, a particular good shelter. How much they have to suffer? The person who have no rooms and have their kacha houses on the beside of road, you can see there is also a second part of the life. It means in our area, in our Balia, it is said summer is good for the poor because they are happy. Winter is good for the rich, but this rainy season is only good for the emperor-like persons who have everything settled in our age. So you should also face this question. Look around you and describe how different kinds of people or animals spend time, seek shelter, etc. during rain. I can't say, I would not like to say that rains are not important. But this is also a point of view that if you have no good shelter, this is the importance of shelter. This is the importance of retreat. But you should also face this question. Students, by this way, now we have completed this poem, Rain on the Roof. How you liked it? Did you like it or not? Did you